Hi, I'm Matt with ApplianceVideo.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at the recirculating pump on this Whirlpool freestanding ice maker. Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for proper voltage. Remember to also turn off the water. You will need the following tools before you begin this repair. A 1/4 inch nut driver. If your recirculating pump is defective, typically what you will get is no water will be pumped over the evaporator assembly for the ice to form. You'll get the water that will fill into the unit, into the pan, but the recirculating pump won't be pulling the water up to run it over the evaporator grid. So typically the complaint would just be no ice production. Sometimes you'll see like the service light or the clean light will be on when you get there, indicating that there's a problem with the unit. To begin this repair, we'll first open the door and gain access to the interior components. Now we've removed the ice bin door just for video purposes, but the next step we're going to take here is removing the 2 1/4 inch screws for the cutting grid cover. Then you can just go ahead and grab the cover and pull it off. To remove the cutting grid, we're going to first disconnect the Molex connector here. And then we're going to remove the 2 1/4 inch screws that are holding the bracket in place. Now with the screws removed, you can just go ahead and slide the grid right out. Just want to be careful that you're not going to catch on your bin thermostat wiring that's on the side of the cabinet here. The first step is removing the water slide assembly. This step is not completely necessary. We're just going to take this step just to gain a little bit of extra clearance. Once the screws are removed, just go ahead and pull the reservoir out. The next step is going to be removing the 1/4 inch screw holding the recirculating pump cover on. Now we can just go ahead and pull the cover off. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the water reservoir. This step is optional, but it does just give you a little bit more room to work. Just have these little finger tabs on each side here. And once those are removed, gonna go ahead and disconnect your pump harness. Pull the tray out. Okay, now we can go ahead and remove the recirculating pump assembly. First thing we're going to do is just disconnect the hose here and go ahead and disconnect both of your Molex connector harnesses. And then you've got a total of 3 1/4-inch screws holding the bracket in place. One on the inside here that you really can't see from the front. Just kind of got to feel it. Then you've got your 2 along the back. This one here, you can just pop this hose out of place. Once all your screws are removed, you can just go ahead and take the whole assembly out. And now we've got a recirculating pump assembly here. You can get it separate, just the pump itself. You can also get just the water level sensor by itself, or you can buy the whole assembly that comes with this bracket and both parts. So we're going to go ahead and remove the recirculating pump now. Just flip it over. You see on the back side you got little locking tabs that hold it in place. All right, now to get the pump out, I'm just going to take a flathead screwdriver, go right about in the middle of the 2 tabs on one side. Just gently pry out on the plastic. Pop the pump through. Go ahead, spin it around and do the same thing on the other side here. And just take a note of which way the drain port is facing when you remove it, so you put a new one back in the proper position. Now we're going to go ahead and install our new recirculating pump. Come right up through the bottom. And you just got to kind of snap it into place. And again, just make mention the port, you want it facing away from your grid here. Now we can go ahead and reinstall the assembly. Now we're going to go ahead and reinstall our recirculating pump assembly. Go ahead and put it up in here. We're just going to go ahead and install our 3 1/4-inch screws. Okay, now you're going to go ahead and reconnect your Molex harnesses. Snap your hose back in place. Now you can go ahead and reconnect your hose for your recirculating pump. Now we're ready to reinstall the water reservoir. And just kind of bring it down underneath here. Bring your harness up the back. And go ahead and hook that up. And then just swing the tank back up into position here. Reinstall our wing nut screws. Take the recirculating pump cover, slide it up inside. You got your 2 tracks here that it's going to slide into, and the slots on the side here. Go ahead and install your 1/4-inch screw. Now we can go ahead and reinstall our reservoir water slide. Next, we'll reinstall the cutting grid. Gonna basically put it up in the track. You wanna just be careful of your bin thermistor harness and the evaporator thermistor harness. You wanna make sure that it's not gonna catch on either of those. Slide it up in there. And we can go ahead and install the connector. And we're going to go ahead and put our 2 1/4-inch screws in on each side. Now we can go ahead and reinstall the grid cutter cover. Now we can go ahead and reinstall our cutting grid cover. Just want to make sure that your wire here doesn't get pinched. And that will complete the repair on the Whirlpool freestanding ice maker. Thank you for watching another quality video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.